This is a Polaroid Land camera. Before Instagram, before smartphones, before 1 hour photo labs, there was a camera that let you see your photos instantly. I've been super inspired by this camera, so I want to recreate it in 3D to gain a better understanding of how it works. So stick around to the end for a fun surprise. The Polaroid camera didn't just take photos, it collapsed time. This is Edwin Land. He wasn't a photographer, he was a scientist, an inventor, a college dropout, and in 1943, while on vacation with his daughter, she asked him a simple question.
Daddy, why can't I see the picture right away?
The question sparked an idea. What if a camera could develop the photo itself right after the shutter clicked? Over the next few years, Land developed a process that sandwiched chemicals and film together in a little pocket of magic. Pull a tab, and the photo developed right in front of your eyes. I'll be modeling this in the background, but my big takeaway from spending all this time with the Polaroid is that when you design for function over form, you can create an object that outlasts trends and stands the test of time. Never before in society do we have something that can create an instant memory. And I think you can really see the legacy of where the media has gone and how today it's nothing for us to pull out a phone and snap a photo, but before it was a magical thing, and I'm really fascinated by its impact on the culture this way. But back to what we were talking about. Polaroids weren't just a convenience, they were a revolution. No lab, no waiting, no negatives. What you shot is what you got. And this may be hard for all the younger people out there to comprehend that kind of grew up with cell phones, but this changed who took photos and why. It wasn't about perfect shots anymore, it was about moments. Immediate, raw, and often deeply personal. Artists like Andy Warhol and Helmut Newton embraced the format, not for technical precision, but for the truth in the imperfection. And in the mid to 1960s, Polaroid introduced a camera that took that idea even further. The Polaroid Land Camera Automatic 100. It was the first in a long-running line of folding bellow-style instant cameras designed for one purpose: to make peel-apart film accessible to the masses. Peel-apart film wasn't just instant, it was tactile, chemical, and dramatic. The photo came out wet, sometimes sticky, always unpredictable. And yet the imperfections made it feel more real. Chemical burn marks, uneven development, fingerprints, no two shots were ever the same. The Automatic 100 wasn't sleek. It was awkward, metal, heavy. It had a spring-loaded front, a flip-up rangefinder, and a long rectangular flash that looked like a sci-fi prop. Mine doesn't have one, unfortunately, but it was functional design. You could shoot portraits, landscapes, even passport photos, all with sharp focus and rich tonality. Doctors used it for patient documentation, scientists used it in labs, police used it for crime scenes, and families, they used it to capture Christmas mornings, weddings, road trip, each print becoming its own small artifact of memory. Peel-apart film was Polaroid at its most analog, a little messy, a little technical, but deeply human. It wasn't built for perfection, it was built for presence, but peel-apart film had a problem. So here's where we landed with our model. It's not a one-to-one. I try to kind of capture the essence of the camera itself, going for the big overarching themes. I think when thinking about design and how something like this is going to be dropped, like this was made in the 60s, I think the 60s, right? That's what I said earlier. And I was taking photos with it in 2019. I sadly don't have film anymore for it, but the fact that we made a thing as a society, or they made a thing that functioned so well for so long is super impressive, and I really want to learn more about that process of what goes into designing something for function over form, because I think that's kind of what this is, even though I think it looks really cool. All right, back to where we were. The camera didn't evolve. As Polaroid moved towards self-contained integral film, cameras like the Automatic 100 slowly faded from mainstream view. When Fujifilm finally discontinued its last peel-apart stock in 2016, the entire medium came terrifyingly close to extinction. I know, I was there, I lived through it. It sucked. It still sucks. The last shop that I knew of that you could buy it from is in Jersey City. I don't know if they still have it in stock, and so it just kind of breaks my heart. However, those who still shoot with it, they'll tell you there's nothing like it, and I agree. Because a peel-apart photo isn't just a picture, it's an interaction. A chemical ritual, a moment you don't just capture, you develop, you peel, you hold, and in a digital world, that's starting to feel like magic. If you want to check out the 3D files, there's a version where you can just look at it online that will be linked below. And if you want to download the full file of the camera, it's also going to be linked below.